We can decide who we want to spend time with. We can decide who our friends are. But there are also those relationships where we don't have a lot of choice. I mean, you probably didn't pick your parents. You probably didn't decide who your aunt was going to be. And for some of you, it might mean that you are in a relationship right now by marriage that you feel as though you don't have much choice. But I just want you to know that you do have choice. So the very first thing you have to wrap your head around is whether we're talking about a family member or someone that you're married to, or maybe even a working relationship where you're like, there's nothing I can do. That might be true, but you still have choice. So I want to start first with family members, because in my 20 plus years of working with individuals to improve their confidence, to help them live a better and fuller life, without exception, when people talk to me about feeling less confident, it almost always stems back to something early in their childhood, whether we realize it or not. So many of our insecurities and our negative beliefs about ourselves stem from an early relationship with a family member. So for this exercise, what I want you to do is think of, and you can just write down initials if you want, of a few family members who diminish your confidence. Not every time, but there are times if anyone in your family is going to make you feel less than confident, it's this person. Just write down their initials, okay? And then what I want you to do is to draw a line underneath their initials and just jot down a few examples of when that happens. Does it center around social environments? Is it something that happens when you're on the phone with them? Is it when they start talking about maybe a sibling or your income or a past experience? So that you start to recognize that there is a history, a pattern that forms, because not every interaction with this person makes you feel less confident, but if you start to become more aware of when that happens, then you can take control and set up and establish better boundaries. So for example, if your mother, and you talk to her twice a week, and if at a certain point in the conversation things turn to, let's say, your weight, or your physical appearance, and when it turns to that, you just get this knot in your stomach, like, here it comes, I'm gonna get this backhanded compliment, or maybe they're actually gonna put me down, and it starts to turn to that. And if you know it's right at that moment that it's coming, then you can establish a better boundary, and as soon as the conversation turns to that topic, you can have some alternatives to say, like, you know, Mom, I love you, it's been great chatting with you today, but you know, I'm not comfortable talking about this, so give me a call back when we can talk next week. But I really don't want to talk about that right now, because it just brings me down, and I love you to death, but I'd rather not go to a negative place right now. I want to think happy. So I'll talk to you next week, Mom. You do that a couple of times, and you've established new boundaries. Now you don't have to write this person off unless you need to. You know, I don't know your situation, but you have to understand there's choice to be made. And you have to decide, is this person worth it? I mean, we all have those people in our lives that you just have to take the good with the bad, but you don't have to take as much bad as you're taking. And you can set up boundaries so that you can really enjoy the good. I just want you to know you have choice. I want you to know that you can establish boundaries, and I want you to know that you create your reality. So if you want an amazing life, you have to start deciding you have an amazing life. If you want to attract amazing people into your world, into your life, into your circle of influence, you have to start being an amazing person. So that means the change starts with you. This is probably one of the tougher lessons we have to learn, because these are relationships where we don't have a lot of choice. Not choice in terms of how this person has been brought into our life, but now you have choice in how you can improve it and establish boundaries.